This is Joe Malone, and joining me to talk North Iowa Bulls hockey, we have the head coach of the North Iowa Bulls, Nick Bruneteau. Good morning. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, Joe.
So the team took a day trip, well, I guess an evening trip up to Austin, Minnesota to take on the Bruins on Saturday night, and it was Austin early and then North Iowa late, but unfortunately a huge comeback attempt for the Bulls fell just short. The Bulls were down 4-1 late in the game, picked up a couple of goals in the last 2 minutes and 15 seconds or so. What did that show you about this team that, even late, even down big, they didn't give up?
No, they didn't, Joe. And we have a resilient group, and to show that that comeback effort this early in the year is a good sign. Now we just need to have quicker starts and sustain more pressure throughout the game.
Now, in the game, you did have a power play goal. I think one of those. Well, each team had a power play goal there. But what was the difference between like the first 57 minutes of the game and the last 3 minutes of the game? Was it just that strive to at least get another goal, or what was the difference there?
I think we just made passive mistakes, and that's something we have to change. We want to play fast. We want to play aggressive. If we're going to make mistakes, they need to be aggressive mistakes. And I think in our play in that first 50 minutes especially, we were sitting back waiting too much. And tactically, that's part of the tactics is systematically. There's some stuff that's new for some of the veteran players, for some of the first-year players. So it is a little bit of that cleanup with our staff right now, but we just want our guys to play free, and right now I think we're sitting back a little bit too much, and we need to apply more pressure.
Okay. Now, some of that pressure did come in the form of goals from Justin Mexico, Simone Dadier, and Teddy Richardson. I know Mexico and Dadier from previous seasons. Teddy Richardson's a new name for me. Tell me about him.
Teddy's he's a good young prospect. He's a 2006 birth year, so he's one of the youngest players on our team. He's a kid from St. Louis who had a ton of success, the U16 level. A lot of skill to his game, and he's ultra competitive. So he's a kid we think that he's only going to continue to grow his game. But he's got some scoring touch to his game. He's an offensive weapon, so it's really nice to see him get on the board, and hopefully there's a lot more to come from Teddy.
So next up is a trip to Bismarck this next weekend. Bismarck 3-3 on the season. They're on a 2-game win streak. And one thing that kind of jumped out to me looking at stats, granted we're just getting going with this season here, is that they have the lowest average penalty minutes in the division, right? A little less than like 7 minutes worth of penalties that they give up a game. Does that change your plan at all? Like, hey, we got to make sure we take advantage of power play opportunities if you might not get a bunch of power play opportunities?
Yeah, slightly. We've kind of been in a spot these last 3-4 games where we haven't earned a power play in the first period. So that's a talking point to begin with. So maybe a little bit more urgency, earning calls, and you only earn calls by hard work in the offensive zone. So that goes back to we're one and done a little too much, and we're a little passive. So I think those go hand in hand. We need to do a better job of earning those power play opportunities, and then when we get them, taking advantage of them, because you don't know when you're going to have another.
So what's one thing you really like with the team after 5 games, and one thing that you think you can get better at for this weekend?
Well, I think we can definitely get better in our defensive play. I think that's something that jumps out to us right away. Something that I think we've been successful with. I think our special teams will be fine. Like where they haven't been poor. I think our veteran group is a good group, and the team chemistry is there. It's early for everything, so I think that's the biggest thing for our group right now is just understanding and respecting and trusting the process. It is a result driven league, but the results matter more in March than they do now. So that's the message. Trust the process.
Very true. Well, head coach of the North Iowa Bulls, Nick Bruneteau, thank you so much for the time, and best of luck up at Bismarck this coming weekend.
Thanks, Joe. I appreciate it.